How's it going tonight, everyone? Welcome to Cobra Kai Studio. My name is Daniel Sun. I am your host, and this is another fan question video. A video where we just go over previous comments, questions, theories, responses on the previous fan question video, and just kind of have a fun time chatting about it and debating everything. I'm going to start this one off with one of my own, which is going to be the title. Will Miguel stay in Cobra Kai, or will he join a different dojo, or what do you think is going to happen there? This is more of a question to you all. I want to know your ideas and your theories on, do you think Miguel's going to stay in Cobra Kai? And if you do, how do you think that's going to play out? Now, if you don't, maybe explain why you think he's not going to stay in Cobra Kai. Obviously, me personally, I kind of feel like at first he's probably going to stay in Cobra Kai, at least if willing his mom, Carmen, lets him. I guess is kind of the big picture there, is if how that's going to play out. Like, is he going to have to sneak behind his mom's back again and go to the dojo? And then when he does go to the dojo, is he going to be surprised that Johnny's not teaching no more? He's not the sensei no more. Kreese took over. How's that going to play out, I'm wondering. But that's just my little question for you all there to kind of start the video off. Now we'll start with the first comment from Christopher Burnett. I kind of think Aisha's parents are going to send her off to boarding school to get her away from karate altogether after the fight. You know, that would be a good way for them to get rid of her from the show, but not exactly roll her out of the show completely. You know, it still kind of leaves a loose end so that she can return at any given time, Season 4, Season 5 kind of situation, because there's so many people that really want her to return. They don't want her to be gone from the show altogether, and I kind of agree. I mean, she was kind of an interesting character for the show, and she brought a lot to the table that I felt like they shouldn't have just got rid of her right off the bat. You know, I just kind of feel like that's something they shouldn't have done right off the bat, but they did. On to the next comment response from Christopher. I don't see Johnny and Allie becoming a couple again. She's married. She will just be there to remind Johnny of who he is and get him back on track. Johnny and Miguel's mom make more sense as a couple. I just like Daniel is married. He's not going to be with Kamiko. If the writers did that with Daniel and with Allie's marriages, they would send a very bad message about marriage. I don't know why people just think, okay, so we'll be a couple. Never mind that they just are married. No, I agree, Christopher, for sure. I just see that a lot in a lot of Reddit posts and a lot of like theories of Johnny and Allie are going to become this couple again, or Daniel's going to leave Amanda for Kamiko or someone else. And I agree, you know, it's like it's not needed for that to happen, you know. There's no need to portray marriages as some kind of thing that just really isn't nothing, you know, and can just be changed and broken like it's nothing. So I agree fully there, and I also really like the way you know, I could honestly see that being a case of, you know, Allie just kind of making a return to kind of help show Johnny who he is, help him get back on track, and just be friends. You know, they don't have to be a couple, and then it makes perfect sense for them to not be. So I appreciate that. That's a hell of a response, Christopher. On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. Do you think Cameron Diaz has martial arts skills outside of Johnny's Fantasyland? Vanessa Rubio seems to know a thing or two, but it's not about lovely Vanessa. What do you think, bro? Hope you are safe and healthy and staying badass. Thanks, Quiet Lightning. Yeah, I'm staying safe, man. I'm honestly having some very boring times at work. They have us still working doing curbside pickup, and where I work, ain't nobody ordering nothing. It's literally go to work and sit all day doing nothing. So that's kind of boring. But, you know, I don't know if Cameron Diaz has too much martial arts skills, to be honest. I mean, maybe some, because of some of her previous movies that she's done in the past. Maybe she has a little bit of, like, training. But I don't know. I don't really know on that one. That one's maybe one of you all is a bigger fan of Cameron Diaz and might have some information on her that I don't currently have, because I don't know. You know, maybe. On to the next response from Christopher. No, his mom is going into rehab. Why would the writers just kill her off after that? That's just lazy writing. If they did that, the 3 deaths I have heard predicted are Kreese, Daniel's mom, and Sid, Johnny's stepdad. I agree fully, you know. It's just something I had to throw out there because a lot of people kind of speculated. Now, I don't know how I feel about that either. It's like, I don't see the point in killing his mom off because she's not really that big of a character anyways to the show, you know what I mean? She's not played too many importances. But then again, Daniel's mom hasn't either in the show anyway. She's only made a few appearances. But same with Sid. Now, I personally agree with the Sid and possibly Daniel's mom. The Kreese, though, I don't know if I agree with you there, Christopher. I don't think that they're going to kill Kreese off in this season. But there is kind of quite a bit of proof that could be one of the three that's going to die, though. So it's like, I'm not going to say no and then be shocked when it happens, because I'd say it's possible. I mean, they've hyped up these 3 deaths that's supposedly going to happen, and then they've hyped up the end of the last episode, so it makes you wonder what that hype's about. It really is interesting. It makes you wonder for sure what's going to actually fully play out in the show, and how they're going to end season 3, and what kind of cliffhanger or whatever be the case they're going to leave us on moving forward into season 4. On to the next one from Christopher Burnett. What if Robbie's mom is who he is actually looking at, and she has just told him she was leaving rehab and is going to get him out and keep him away from any of these men, Johnny, Daniel, etc. They are bad influences on him. I guess you don't know. I mean, his mom could have a serious change of heart, change of reality, and actually, make better judgments for herself and for her son. And I guess it's possible. But if that's the case, where do you think they'll take the show with Robbie being the case? You think Robbie's going to kind of disappear from the show for a little bit if they were to do that? Or do you think Robbie would reject his mom and want nothing to do with her no matter what, even if she is trying to do the right thing and kind of, take care of her son finally? You think he'd just be like, nah, I don't really want to go with you, mom, kind of situation? I don't know. I'm kind of curious. That has me thinking, Christopher, how they could actually play out with that. Like, if that was to be one of the cases that they throw at us in the show, it's like, where would they take this for sure? That one's kind of interesting. On to the next one from Christopher. No, Sato said the deed to the village when he handed it to Mr. Miyagi, telling him that this is the deed to the village and that he's given it to Mr. Miyagi. Not this deed is going to the village. Yeah, good point, And it makes a lot of sense, There's a lot of debate on that whole who the deed belongs to, but you're right. It was given to Mr. Miyagi, so in all retrospect, kind of makes you think it went to Daniel, honestly, if Mr. Miyagi left everything to Daniel kind of situation. Now, there's still the whole debate of, did Mr. Miyagi have some secret kids or something that he left stuff to? Is that part of his secret kind of situation? I don't know. What do you think about it? And thanks, Christopher. I appreciate you not just commenting, but providing your input and insight on these questions, because that's what these videos are about, and I enjoy the fact that we're getting more people involved, and we're not just going over my questions and answers to these questions, but also having you all get involved where you provide your own answers to these questions and your ideas to these questions, because it makes it a lot more interesting to go over these fan question videos when we have other people's insights. Since we can't all be on the same video doing it at the same time, it kind of helps get everybody involved, if you know what I mean. On to the next response from Christopher. That question makes no sense. What does Miguel have to do with Amanda? That would be more for Miguel's mom. I'm not sure what question you're talking about from the video, but yeah, possibly. On to the next one from Christopher. Maybe if way later in the series and Daniel dies, if he does die, Johnny would talk about him at a social gathering afterwards and bring up Mr. Miyagi saving him at that way. Or Johnny gets a total redemption and just mentioned it to Daniel as a gathering or a one-on-one at a bar in like season 1. Yeah, I could see that actually playing out like that. Like, it's just something happens and they kind of just get together and it just casually gets brought up by Johnny in some kind of a sense. I could honestly see that being the way that he would talk about Mr. Miyagi saving his life. That would be a good way for him to actually bring it up, honestly, I feel like, versus a lot of other ideas and theories that are out there about how that could be brought up. So I agree with that one, Christopher. That one's a nice way to explain it. On to the next one from Lisa. Mr. Miyagi's big secret will be he knew Johnny's biological dad, and that's why you think Johnny, because I can use the man's dad, and since Mr. Miyagi is a good person, good has a good heart, he saves Johnny that night. Maybe. I wouldn't rule it out fully, Lisa. There's just so many different theories on the whole Mr. Miyagi's big secret that so many people are coming up with some crazy ideas for. Like, there's some crazy ideas out there of Mr. Miyagi's big secret. So, hopefully we figure it out so that way we actually know already. Because, man, let me tell you, there are so many different ideas and theories on what his secret is. I could probably make a 3-hour video just talking about every single idea of and theory of what his big secret is. On to the next one for Christopher. Is it possible that when Kreese first reappears, his action towards with Johnny are genuine, and at some point Terry Silver gets in his head? We all have it in our heads that Kreese came back with evil intentions from the start, but perhaps he had been turned. We still do not know who he was yelling at on the phone that day. You know, that is actually possible, Christopher. And yeah, we don't know exactly who he was yelling at on that phone that day, for sure. We don't know that that was the people from, the housing unit. We don't know who the Mike that Johnny was talking to in the beginning of season 1 is. There's a lot that we still don't know. So on that note, I mean, I guess it's possible that Kreese had non-ill intentions towards Johnny at the beginning, and his mind might have been changed by Silver or someone else that maybe got in his head like you're explaining. I guess it's possible, Christopher, for sure. I wouldn't rule it out as a impossibility, but I don't know for sure if that's exactly how Johnny and Kreese got on bad terms with each other, unless, like a lot of people assume, Kreese was just trying to get underneath his skin and get the dojo back, and really had no intentions of being friends with Johnny, or had no good, I don't know. I guess it's really a hard one to think about, really. It's like, if that's the case, man, Kreese is something else, isn't he? On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. A personal question, sort of. I know the show is fictional, but I feel that the cliffhangers might be shocking and really mind-blowing. Do you think that the audience will be ready? And how about yourself? Are you ready for what I believe will make Who Shot JR pale by comparison? Thanks in advance for your valuable consideration. No worries, Quiet Lightning. I always appreciate everybody's comments and questions and theories and responses, They keep the videos going. Keeps us all able to communicate as a community and have fun thinking about different ideas and theories. Personally, I don't know if we're ready for the cliffhanger that's going to be coming in Season 3 or not. I really wasn't ready for the one in Season 2. When Sensei and Guest Sensei first told me about the show and I watched it, I had no idea what to think when the very first time I watched the end of Season 2. I was just like, whoa, what? Because I was so new to the show, so I didn't really know how to feel at that point in time. Now that I've seen it more and more, the cliffhanger, it makes sense to me now on why they did that with Miguel, but at the time I was just like, why would they do that? Now it's starting to come together, so I have a feeling it'll be kind of the similar situation with the whole what's going to happen at the end of Season 3 situation, On to the next one from Mr. Bay Area. Hey, Danielson, I got a quick question. How much guilt is Samantha going to be ridden with what happened with Miguel? And do you think she will come forward to Daniel or maybe Carmen? I don't know. And then you had another comment. Another side note, Danielson, because since she was the one who initiated the whole school brawl, I feel like she's the one who needs to come forward and take the responsibility. Yeah, she really does. But I personally don't know that Sam will. Now, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that she might finally own up and take responsibility for her actions in the school fight, but I don't know that we'll actually see that happen, I guess it's possible, but I don't know for sure that we can assume 100% that she's going to actually take responsibility for what she had a part in, Tori's to blame, Sam's to blame, Miguel's to blame. They all are kind of to blame because they all kind of let everything happen. Miguel didn't have to kiss Sam back. He didn't have to do that to Tori. And it all kind of just led to what it ended up being. So, I don't know. On to the next one from Christopher. The cliffhanger based off the picture that was taken by Robbie's stunt double and Watch Party's great analysis. It looks like Robbie joins Cobra Kai will be the cliffhanger. Silver would be coming back earlier on in the show. He won't be the cliffhanger. Yeah, I kind of feel like Silver is going to be returning in episode 5 or 6 kind of range. I don't think he's the cliffhanger either because it's not, he doesn't really need to be the cliffhanger, you know what I mean? I feel like the way they're hyping this cliffhanger up, it's really going to be something that we really don't expect, And so many people expect that to be the cliffhanger. It's like, it can't be the cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure, it's not going to be the cliffhanger of Silver returning. So, Robbie joining Cobra Kai would make an interesting cliffhanger, though. It really would. It would kind of add some unforeseen circumstances moving forward that we just won't know what to expect in Season 3, if that's the case, I don't know, though. What do you think? What do you all think that last 90 seconds cliffhanger is going to be, there's so many possibilities and theories of what it could be. It's just like, oh, man. Really has you wondering, On to the next one from Mr. Bay Area. And with Robbie feeling abandoned and alone in jail, do you think that would be a perfect opportunity for Kreese to reach out to Robbie and offer him a way out and join Cobra Kai? I actually do, Mr. Bay Area. I feel like that's the perfect opportunity for Kreese to come in and get into Robbie's head, get him to join Cobra Kai, and kind of be like another stab in the back to Johnny, if you know what I mean. Like, you know that's going to affect Johnny if his son ends up joining Cobra Kai with Kreese and never even joined it when he was the sensei, you know? Like, that's going to cause some issues, I feel like, for sure, and some more conflicts. And it would also add some extra plot twist to the show that I can foresee possibly happening, maybe, you know? I don't want to say for sure, but I would say that that's a huge possibility of actually happening, is seeing something along those lines play out. Will it, though? I don't know, but I could say it's very possible. On to the next one from Mr. Bay Area. Here's another question. What are the chances we'll see Miguel training under Johnny and Daniel, and then Robbie being trained under Kreese and Silver? It's like a flip of the coin, that Robbie and Miguel swap teams, right? I honestly do see Robbie joining Cobra Kai. I do feel like, though, Miguel is going to be Cobra Kai at first, and that might change as time goes on. And maybe he'll want to link back up with Johnny and be trained under Johnny wherever he's training at, whether it be Miyagi-Do or whatever be the case, you know. I feel like that's something that we could possibly expect. But I don't know. I guess this depends, really, honestly. On to the next one from Christopher. Yeah, Stingray was the comedy relief for the show, who maybe as the season progressed got a bigger role. Aisha, seriously, I do not know what the writers were thinking when they wrote her out of the show in Season 3. She's Daniel's daughter's best friend, and her character has a lot of potential to grow. I mean, she's the first female Cobra Kai student. You know you're right. You know, she really was. Why they wrote her out of the show, I guess, had to have been something along the lines of personal reasons outside of the show, is what I'm thinking, and from what I've heard. I've also heard that she wanted too much money for the role. I've heard all kinds of different things, you know. What's actually true, I guess, is between her and the creators of the show, but hopefully she'll make a return in the future, you know. Hopefully the way they write her out of the show for Season 3, hopefully they leave it as like a loose end where they could bring her back at any kind of given time, and hopefully they do, because I was a fan of her too, you know. I liked her as a character, so hopefully they will. On to the next one from Lisa. Miguel versus the old friends Robbie used to be hanging out with. That'd be an interesting fight. I think even with Miguel being injured, and depending on when if this were to happen, I think Miguel could take all of them. On to the next one from Aaron. There's a theory going around that Daniel's mom was working at the restaurant in The Karate Kid Part 1. I actually haven't seen that theory, Aaron. Like, maybe elaborate a little bit more in the comment section or in the premiere if you're in the premiere. I haven't really seen that theory, honestly, and maybe one of you all can explain it better to me. I don't want to talk about it and have no idea what I'm talking about, if you know what I mean. But maybe, I guess. I don't know. That's possible, I guess. Let me know what you all think about that one. On to the next one from Lisa. I think John Kreese might have to still compete in some kind of tournament or something, but if you can't at first, he will make his own death matches, all fights with students fighting each other. Students will get injured, and some of his students or some of the Cobra Kai might even be the ones who die, the ones who aren't as important. I wonder if any more important characters of Cobra Kai will come in, or no mercy. You know, I don't know if that would play out like that, Lisa. I don't know if there's going to be any, like, deathmatch type situations, per se. Now, there might be something along the lines of some serious fights or something like that. But I don't know if we'll actually see, like, a deathmatch situation, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't rule it out, though, because it has the possibility to happen. And I wouldn't say for sure that they ain't gonna do something like that. But I don't know. And then any more characters of Cobra Kai that will come in that's important, I don't know. I assume there's going to be a lot of new people that we don't know, as well as a few of the olders that we do, is my speculation of what we're going to see moving forward. Will that actually play out like that, though? I don't know. But I could see something along those lines possibly playing out. Question is who do you all think is going to be the new, like, hot character, if you should say? Like how Miguel is, like, a big character. Tori came in out of nowhere. She's a big character. Who do you think is going to be the next big character? You think it's going to be a new person, or you think it's going to be someone older from one of the older, movies? What do you think? Let me know how you feel about that. On to the next one from Ace. It really sounds like Daniel knew Julie and that they trained together at some point. Remember, Daniel said it's been a long time since this dojo had more than one student. So that implies at one point in time, there were at least 2 students that trained there under Mr. Miyagi. Also, Daniel had to learn the wheel technique from Mr. Miyagi, so Daniel would have needed a partner to do this maneuver. That's very true. And it's a great way of explaining it, and it is very possible that not only did Daniel know Julie, but that he also possibly participated in the wheel technique and trained with, Julie at some point in time. So, that's a really good point, Ace. Thank you for commenting that. That's a hell of a explanation, for real. I really appreciate it. That's a really good one. On to the next one from Mr. Bay Area. From what my gut tells me, Johnny is going to be more focused on Miguel than on Robbie. That's why Robbie had that angry look on his face in the teaser. Do you think Robbie's going to feel abandoned by Johnny? Because when you think about it, Johnny is in a very messed up situation. Yeah, he really is. He's in that situation where his son caused very serious injuries to his star student, Miguel. And where's that going to leave all of them at, I guess that's just something we'll have to honestly wait and see. But yeah, that is a really messed up situation for Johnny, and I could see Robbie feeling like kind of abandoned by Johnny because of the situation. Because, Robbie's got to be feeling some kind of a way with knowing what he did. And let's say, Johnny does take Miguel's side and is more worried about Miguel, then how's that going to make Robbie feel, Is he going to feel more abandoned? Or is he just going to be no different because he already has that kind of feeling towards his dad anyways, He already kind of feels like his dad's abandoned him. His dad was never really been there for him and was barely trying to kind of be there for him and, now, So, I don't know. It's interesting. On to the next one from Christopher. Moon should have at least given Hawk the benefit of the doubt instead of getting mad like that. Yeah, she really should have, because she needed to take into consideration that she herself also was kind of a bully in her own way, and she bullied Hawk in general, before he became badass. So it's like, you really shouldn't have blew up like that without taking into consideration why Hawk was doing what he was doing too, and understanding that Hawk's changed, things have changed. A lot of the shows really changed since season 1. On to the next one from Aaron. Do you think that Tori and Miguel went all the way at the playground in Cobra Kai season 2? No, it's kind of almost implied like they might have, but I don't think so. In my opinion, I'd feel like no, that's not something that happened, but I don't know. Maybe. On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. What do you think could motivate Daniel to murder someone out of rage with his bare hands? This is a harsh question, but I would really appreciate an opinion. It's really okay if you feel it's inappropriate to answer. Thanks anyways, bro. Hope all is well. Quiet Lightning. No, I'll answer, of course. My opinion, though, if Daniel was to get that mad that he would want to murder someone or accidentally murdered someone in that situation, that something serious would have had to have happened to either Amanda, Anthony, or Sam. That's my opinion, that something serious would have had to have happened to them to lead to that situation for him to do something along those lines so serious. It's not to say that it won't happen, but I feel like that's how it would have to play out for him to get that much anger built up to accidentally hurt someone, kill someone, or whatever be the case. I would just assume that it would have to be something serious happen to someone that he really loves to really push him to that point, But I don't know. Maybe not, though. Maybe a simple mistake, kind of like with Robbie. Just let the anger take the best of him at a stupid part in time, and it causes a serious injury that kills someone or something. Could also happen too, I guess. On to the next one from Aaron. Sam was a bully, and she was laughing at Eli in Cobra Kai Season 1. Yeah, Sam has been a bully for sure. Now, a lot of the cast members started out way different than what we see them now. They've all progressed and changed who they are as a person as the show has progressed. Like, they really have. So, it does make you wonder exactly where all of these characters are going to be at head-wise and, personality-wise moving forward into Season 3 and Season 4. It really makes you wonder, because the character development in the show is so great. Every character we see now at the end of Season 2, they're all different from how they was in the beginning when they were first introduced. Like, every one of them, pretty much. The closest that's not is basically Tori. Tori's kind of always been this mysterious, same strange individual, honestly, since she's joined in. On to the next one from Aaron. Do you think Robbie had a crush on Sam when he met her in Cobra Kai Season 2? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. That's the kind of vibe I got from it. Honestly, is that was like the vibe that I got. In my opinion, I would say yeah, possibly Aaron. And on to the next one from Aaron. Will we learn who Tori's mom and dad is in Cobra Kai Season 3? I personally, without a doubt, feel like yes, that in that backstory episode, we will get knowledge, maybe at least who one of her parents is. Maybe not both, but at least who one of her parents are. Now, I'm hoping in a ways that we get insight on both her mom and dad, but I'd be happy enough knowing at least who one of her parents actually are, and if they play a bigger role in the show. On to the next one from Christopher. He will return, I think, to investigate who killed Kreese as Cobra Kai fandom put it on his speculation video, that Tori is somehow related to Kreese, and in episode 2 club scene, Silver shows up. Yeah, I would say it's very possible, And the question is what do you all think will happen to Kreese in Season 3? So many people think he's going to die, but what I want to know from you all is, how do you think Kreese is going to die? Let's just assume that we know for a fact he's going to die. We don't, but just assume. How do you think he's going to die? How do you think that's going to play out? Is it going to be one of the bigger cast members that's going to accidentally kill him? Is it going to be an accident? What do you think? I want to know what you think. On to the next one from Aaron. How will Sam and Miguel get back together? Aaron, I'm going to postpone that question for tomorrow's shorter video. Tomorrow's shorter video, I'll give you all a little teaser now, is going to be Tori and Miguel, or Sam and Miguel. Kind of like a breakdown video talking about both of the relationships between the two girls and Miguel, and how we feel like Miguel will get back with Sam, whatever be the case, I'll just save it for tomorrow. I have it kind of like planned out on how I'm going to do it, and I'll include that kind of into the video as well, Aaron, about your question of how Sam and Miguel might get back together, because I'm pretty sure that they will, And on to what I think is the last actual question from Aaron. Do you think Allie Mills is still rich? I don't know if I'd say she's still rich, but I imagine she's doing pretty good for herself, considering she's, a doctor or whatever, I feel like she'd probably at least be doing pretty well for herself. I don't know if she's rich, but she's doing pretty good for herself, I imagine. On to the next comment from Bonsai Kai Dojo. We want Season 3 now! Right now! No, well, I know, right? It's so close, though. I mean, we're less than 2 months away, finally, so at least we have that to look forward to. On to a comment from Christopher. No, like you said, Cobra Kai was banned, not the person in Karate Kid 3. Cobra Kai now is reinstated, so does not matter who is running it. Daniel can't do anything at this point. Very true, that's what I was thinking. It's just like, they banned Cobra Kai as the name in the dojo, not any particular person. So the fact that Johnny was able to get Cobra Kai reinstated, anybody, Kreese, whoever's running it, should be able to join the All Valley Karate tournament with no issues, in my opinion. On to the next comment from Quiet Lightning. Thanks, Danielson. Great answers. Much appreciated. Of course, I always enjoy providing my insight of these questions and just kind of having fun with you all, But that's going to be it, everyone. So I want to say thank you to Bonsai Kai Dojo. Thank you to all of my subscribers, my moderators, everyone that participates in these videos and comments and just kind of joins in on the fun. I really appreciate it. And as I always say, stay badass, everyone. Have a good one. We'll see you on tomorrow's video.